Hello and welcome to Channel 2 News. I'm Chris and alongside here with Aaron. And what you just saw gets us into our top story this evening. With the recent issues regarding IKEA and child labors in this segment, we're going to take a deeper look into what's really going on. IKEA, the world's largest furniture retailer, is being faced with the decision of cutting ties with the company's major supplier of Indian rugs. Maureen Barner, who has been with the company for only 2 years, is the business area manager for carpets. In this segment, we're going to take a look and get a closer look into what the company is facing.
A German TV station has been after the company following an investigation that the supplier works under child labor to produce these carpets. However, Barner says the company had recently signed an addendum with their supply contract that forbid the use of child labor. Barner has realized that the situation will take more than just a short-term approach to fix that situation. Barner signed up to take an industry-wide approach by taking on the issue of child labor and has been asked to join Rugmark, which is a non-governmental organization that would work to issue and monitor the use of child labor and would be labeled on the carpets to ensure customers know the products are produced without the use of child labor.
So what's really going on? We'll take a look during this segment and have a talk with Maureen Barner herself, as well as the German television station, an employer from Rangen Distributors. And now we'll go live to Rangen Exports and to an actual person that has produced rugs for IKEA. What do you get paid on a daily basis?
Every day I work for the better part of the day. I work more than I don't, and I only get paid around between 1 or 2 rupees a day.
Sanjay, what are the working conditions like as a child laborer?
I've been currently working as a child labor at Rangen Exports. Since I've been working here, I have nothing but traumatic experiences. It's been horrible. They've treated me like less than a person every single day. It's extremely hot, so I'm always getting exhausted. It's very unsafe for me, and I've had many injuries making rugs. But thankfully, nothing life-threatening. But every time I've got injured, they only patch me up well enough that I can continue to work. Doesn't matter how bad the injury was.
Can you explain the idea of bonded labor and why it is such a problem?
Bonded labor is basically the process of you getting taken away from your family because of debt that they owe. And it's really sad because it's not even your fault. Your family can owe debts from years on years back, and they just decide to take you at any random day, and there's nothing that can be done about it. This is such a problem because you never really get a chance to, make your own life. You're dealing with stuff that your parents did, and you're getting consequences for something you had nothing to do with.
There are laws against child labor, then why is it still a problem in our world today?
Though there are laws against child labor, they are so poorly enforced that a lot of companies get away with it. They also try to hide the fact that they're using child labor, and the inspections aren't in depth. So we're basically put in the back burner while they use cover-ups to make it seem as if there's not children working in their factories. And also, if they get caught using child labor, the consequences are very small, so it doesn't matter to them because they're still making their money, and the consequences just doesn't amount to how much they can get from using us as laborers. I've been held captive in this jail for about 2 years. I was taken away from my family to work at Rangen Exports over some debt around 1,000 rupees owed by my parents. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to escape anytime soon.
We will now go live to the IKEA corporate offices where we will interview with Marion Barner.
Marion, how are you currently dealing with being accused of using child labor?
We have reports that the supplier had used children for illegal purposes during the creation of products shipped to us. We are doing everything we can to make sure that this matter is dealt with and repercussions are seen throughout the whole industry.
Marion, what are you and IKEA doing to try and keep yourself separated from places that use child labor?
There had recently been an addendum to IKEA's supply contract explicitly forbidding the use of child labor on plain of termination. Partnerships and working with other groups is a great idea, but only if it fits our mission.
Can you explain what the Rugmark Foundation is and what they try to do to stop child labor?
It is currently being discussed now as to whether an industry-wide response and partnership should be worth it. Rugmart would be that label to certify that the products were made without child labor, but we have yet to decide if that's what we're going to do. We are currently taking every precaution to make sure that this market is free from child labor and IKEA can continue to thrive into the future.
This isn't the first time IKEA has been under investigation. German newspapers and television stations investigated IKEA in 1992 when IKEA's best-selling bookcase series had emissions higher than German legislation allowed. The result of this incident was a $6 to $7 billion loss for the company. As a result, IKEA identified 4 areas where environment criteria were to be applied to its business operations. These included adapting the product range, working with suppliers, transport and distribution, and ensuring environmentally conscious stores. Now we're going to head over to an interview with a representative from the German TV station to talk about the documentary that's being produced. What is the goal of this documentary?
The goal of this broadcast was just to expose Ragnar Exports, who is a main supplier of IKEA, and also just to raise an awareness of child labor because it is a big issue today. And hopefully by this, IKEA takes child labor more seriously.
Can you give us any info into what the documentary is about?
No, I can't give you specifics about the broadcast, but I can say we have live footage of children working in Ragnar Exports factories.
Have you talked to IKEA about the topic of the documentary?
Earlier this year, IKEA did contact us, asking us if they could preview the broadcast before it went on air. We declined that request, and we did invite them to a private live discussion when the broadcast was going to be aired, and they haven't gotten back to us yet.
Thank you for tuning in today on this Channel 2 exclusive story. We'll be covering the remainder of the story as it unfolds.